ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦ ਸੱਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸੱਚ ਹੈ ਪੀ ਸੱਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੁਸੀ ਭੀ ਸੱਚ। ਚੱਕਰ ਚਿਹਨ ਅਰ ਬਰਨ ਜਾਤ ਅਰ ਪਾਤ ਨ ਹਿਨ ਜੇਹ ਰੂਪ ਰੰਗ ਅਰ ਰੇਖ ਭੇਖ ਕੋ ਕਹਿ ਨ ਸਕਤ ਕੇਹ। ਅਚਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਨਭਉ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਸ਼ ਅਮਿਤੋਜ ਕਹਿਜੈ ਕੋਟ ਇੰਦਰ ਇੰਦਰਾਣ ਸਾਹੇ ਸਾਹਾਣ ਗਣਿਜੈ। ਤ੍ਰਿਭਵਨ ਮਹੀਪ ਸੁਰ ਨਰ ਅਸੁਰ ਨੇਤ ਨੇਤ ਬਨ ਤ੍ਰਿਣ ਕਹਤ ਤਵੈ ਸਰਬ ਨਾਮ ਕਥਾ ਕਵਨ ਕਰਮ ਨਾਮ ਬਰਣਤ ਸਮਤ। ਵਹ ਪ੍ਰਗਟਿਓ ਮਰਦ ਅਗੰਮੜਾ ਵਰਿਆਮ ਅਕੇਲਾ ਵਾਹ ਵਾਹ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਆਪੇ ਗੁਰ ਚੇਲਾ। ਵਾਹੋ ਵਾਹੋ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਆਪੇ ਗੁਰ ਚੇਲਾ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। Sangat ji, as it was mentioned in the introduction, please focus on your mantra, on your mantra throughout the discourse. Have your mantra playing in the background while you focus on the words of the discourse that I will present to you. Sit in a nice environment, a place where you'll be free from distraction, and for the next half an hour or so, 40 minutes, you can have your complete concentration on the divine. So Sangat ji, what is Vaisakhi? Vaisakhi was the day where the 10th Guru, Guru Gobind Singh ji, created the Khalsa. Khalsa meaning the pure, the truthful. So why was the Khalsa created by Guru Sahib? In a time where hypocrisy, fear, cowardice was at a high, the world was screaming out for the Khalsa. A band of warrior saints who had the divine ingrained within their hearts, but had the martial spirit to defeat hundreds of thousands of those who suppressed, oppressed, and exploited people whose act of crime was simply having beliefs different to them. A group of warrior saints who would uphold the values of truth, integrity, and compassion, and will be visible to all in a crowd of thousands. The origins of the Khalsa started with Guru Nanak Dev Ji, who through Gurbani revealed the essence of divinity and spirituality. One by one, each Guru added to what would be the outline of the Khalsa. However, the martyrdom of the ninth Guru, Guru Tegh Bahadur, would be the catalyst that would manifest the Khalsa into being. In the mid-1600s, the Emperor Aurangzeb massacred thousands of people for simply having beliefs different to him. Many were forced to abandon their beliefs for the safety of their families. A group of 500 Pandits travelled to the ninth Guru to seek refuge and to protect them from the barbaric emperor. Guruji pledged to protect them and to fight for their freedom. Upon hearing that Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji were disobeying his orders and were standing up for the rights and freedom of the Hindu brothers and sisters, he immediately called the Guru to his court in Delhi. Upon arrival, Guruji were presented with an ultimatum. Accept Aurangzeb's beliefs or accept death. Saying that all will have the freedom to believe and follow whatever path pleases to them, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji roared in the face of this tyrant and refused his offer, accepting death. Guru Tegh Bahadur were later beheaded and martyred in 1675. Fear was instilled in the thousands that came to watch. In the moment Guruji were beheaded, a humongous storm commenced, and a beloved Sikh of the Guru, Bhai Jeta, grasped this opportunity, risking his life, and retrieved Guruji's divine head, returning it to Guruji's son, Gobind Rai, who was soon to be the 10th Guru. Upon arrival, Guru Gobind asked Bhai Jeta, out of the thousands that came to watch the martyrdom of my father, didn't any of the Sikhs speak out? Bhai Jeta, deep with pain, replied to the Guru that he was unable to distinguish between a Sikh and other members in the crowd. At this moment, Guru Gobind Rai pledged to create such a group of warrior saints that would uphold the values of truth, integrity, compassion, and courage, and will be visible to all in crowds of thousands. Following the martyrdom of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, the mantle of leadership fell upon his valiant son, Guru Gobind Rai. As the 10th Guru of the Sikhs, Guru Gobind Rai inherited a legacy of courage, sacrifice, and unwavering devotion to the divine. He was driven by a profound desire to infuse his followers with the same invincible spirit that had characterized his father's reign. With this in mind, Guru Gobind Rai organized a gathering that would change the course of history. In spring 1699, Guru Gobind Rai organized a mass gathering at Keshgarh Sahib in Anandpur. For weeks before, the Guru had told his disciples to spread the word and to invite as many people as possible to the event that would commence on Vaisakhi. On this day of Vaisakhi 1699, over 100,000 people gathered in eagerness. The air was charged with excitement as thousands of devotees from far and wide converged on the sacred grounds of Anandpur, their hearts pulsating with burning anticipation. The sky was clear, the sun radiated, and a light wind flew across the thousands that were present. At the front of the gathering was a large, raised platform on which a beautiful, regal tent stood. As the sun cast its golden rays upon the assembly. Guru Gobind Rai emerged from the tent, dressed in the most beautiful, orange, regal attire, his face radiating with a divine light that would make the sun look like a dim lamp. However, in his right hand, the Guru wielded a 3-foot sword. His towering presence commanded attention, exuding an aura of strength and determination that electrified the gathering. The atmosphere changed to one full of curiosity and tension. It was pin-drop silence. Guruji pierced the silence with words that sent shivers down the spines of all that were present. Guruji roared and said, "If you call yourself a Sikh of the Guru, who here is willing to give their head?" The crowd was silent with shock. The Guru again roared, "Who here will step forward and give their head?" Again, no one uttered a word. With each call to action, the tension in the air became palpable, and then, on the Guru's third summon, a hushed silence fell over the crowd as a young man, his eyes ablaze with determination, stepped forward from the sea of devotees. Bhai Dayaram stepped onto the stage and bowed at the feet of the Guru. Guru Gobind Rai then took Dayaram into the tent, and after a short amount of time, the swishing of a blade was heard, and Guruji emerges with blood dripping from the blade. The crowd was stunned. Guru Gobind then roars again. Who else is willing to sacrifice their life for the Guru? After a short while, another man steps forward by the name of Dharamdas. The same thing happens. Guruji emerges from the tent with even more blood on the sword. Again, Guruji asks for another head. This time, a man by the name of Himmat Rai steps forward, and the same outcome occurs. Guruji comes up for the fourth time. This time, Mohkam Rai steps forward. And for the fifth time, Guruji comes out of the tent and asks for a sacrifice. And Bhai Sahib Chand steps forward. Guru Gobind Rai emerges from the tent and sits around a large iron bowl filled with water, and a khanda, a double-edged sword, in his hand. He sits around the iron bowl and requests his wife, Mata Sahib Kaur, to place some patasse, which is similar to a large rock of sugar, into the water. Guru Gobind Rai then starts to stir the bowl with the khanda, and whilst doing this, recites 5 prayers. The Japji Sahib, the Jap Sahib, the Savaiye, the Chaupai Sahib, and the Anand Sahib. After the recitation was over, Guruji takes the bowl into the tent and disappears. The crowd was silent, eagerly awaiting to see what the Guru had done. Finally, after a while, a man walks out of the tent, dressed in a beautiful orange regal chola. And to the amazement of the crowd, this was Dayaram, the first man who was beheaded by the Guru. He was then followed by all the other 4 men, all dressed in the same way, dressed in the most beautiful regal chole, their faces radiating with a divine light that made the sun look dim, and with swords in their hand. Guru Gobind Singh Ji followed the Panj Pyare, these 5 beloved souls, out of the tent and to the front of the stage, and they collectively roared, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Sangat Ji, It is said that this roar of the Fateh was heard for miles. It sent a tremor into the earth. The Panj Pyare Sangat Ji had now been initiated into the Khalsa. The Guruji said to them, "You are now warrior saints of the divine. All of your previous castes, creed, status is nothing, and you are one Khalsa. Your surnames that represented your castes are now cleared, and you will now adopt Singh, which means lion, as your second name if you are a man, and Kaur, meaning princess, if you are a female." The Panj Pyare were now Bhai Daya Singh, Bhai Dharam Singh, Bhai Himmat Singh, Bhai Mohkam Singh, and Bhai Sahib Singh. Guruji said, whenever 5 baptized Sikhs of the Guru, those Sikhs who follow the words of the Guru to a T, come together, they become the form of the Guru. With these words, Guru Gobind Rai got to his knees and begged the Panj Pyare for the Amrit he gave them. The Panj Pyare replied to the Guru, "O my beloved Guru, this Amrit and baptism we received from you came with a price. This price was our lives. So what will you give in return so that you can receive this Amrit?" The Guru replied, "Jab lag khalsa rahe nyara, tab lag tej diyo main sara." As long as the Khalsa stays true to their beliefs and disciplines, I will instill all of my strength and power within them. With these words, the Panj Pyare blessed Guru Gobind Rai with Amrit, from which point they became Guru Gobind Singh. Bhai Gurdas Ji writes, "Wah wah Gobind Singh, ape gur chela." Wah wah Gobind Singh. Great is Guru Gobind Singh, who is both the disciple and the Guru. On this day, Sangat Ji, thousands and thousands of people from the crowd queued up to receive the Guru's Amrit and to be initiated into the Khalsa. Sangat Ji, there's so much to unpick from the events that occurred on the first Vaisakhi. The first being the significance of giving your head. Gurbani says, "Pehla maran kabul, जीवन की षड आस, हो सबना के ऋण का, तो आओ हमारे पास." Pehla maran kabul, first accept death. Jeevan ki shad aas, and give up any hope of life. Ho sabna ki ren ka, then become the dust of the feet of all. To aao hamare paas, and only then you may come to me. Sangat Ji, spirituality starts with death. In the case of the Panj Pyare, it was the physical death. But what does this death entail? It is the death of the ego, the death of your pride, the death of your way of thinking. Until this happens, true progress is not going to be made on the spiritual path. So Sangat Ji, we now know death is essential to start your journey on the spiritual path. So how do we give our head? Guru Arjan Dev Ji says in Sukhmani Sahib, Gur ki mat tu leh yane, bhagat bina bahu doobe syane. Gur ki mat, you must adopt the thinking of the Guru and abandon what we think is best. We have to take the teachings of the Guru. This is what the Panj Pyare did. They gave their life because they had complete faith in the Guru's thinking. In the same way, Sangatji, we have to give up our Maya contaminated way of thinking and adopt the teachings of the Guru. We must battle the thieves of Maya daily. Bhai Nandalal Ji says, Khalsa soe jo kare nit jang. Khalsa soe, that person is the Khalsa who's ready to go to war at any moment. Jo kare nit jang. In every moment, he's prepared to go to war. In spirituality, this war is against the thieves of Maya that rob us and mug us daily from our virtues. Sangatji, this war is very, very difficult. It is relentless. It will be ongoing until our last breath. But what we must not do is leave the battlefield. As long as we stay on the battlefield and take refuge under the Guru's umbrella, even if we get cut up by the forces of Maya, the Guru will always be there to get us through and to see us through to victory. Bhagat Kabir Ji says, Gagna damama bajeo pareo nishane kao Khet jamandeo surma ab jujan ko dao Sura so pehchaniye so lare deen ke het Purja purja katmare kabhu na chhade khet Gagna damama bajeo pareo nishane kao. The battle drum beats in the sky of the mind. Aim is taken and the wound is inflicted. Kheta jo mandeo surma ab jujan ko dao. The spiritual warriors enter the field of battle. Now is the time to fight. Sura so pehchaniye jo lare deen ke het. He alone is known as a spiritual hero who fights in defense of those in need. Purja purja kat mare kabhu na chhade khet. He may be cut apart piece by piece, but he never leaves the field of battle. Sangatji, we must fight the wave of Maya. We must fight the enemy of Maya with the weapons of Simran, Sangat, and Seva. ਪੰਚ ਸਤਾਵਹਿ ਦੂਤ ਕਵਣ ਬਿਦ ਮਾਰਣੇ ਧੀਖਣ ਬਾਣ ਚਲਾਏ ਨਾਮ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਧਿਆਈਐ ਪੰਚ ਸਤਾਵਹਿ ਦੂਤ ਕਵਣ ਬਿਦ ਮਾਰਣੇ The 5 evil enemies, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Mohankar, are tormenting me. How can I destroy the enemy? Guruji says, ਧੀਖਣ ਬਾਣ ਚਲਾਏ ਨਾਮ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਧਿਆਈਐ Shoot them with the sharp arrows of meditation on the name of God. Sangatji, we must give our head if we want to be a true Khalsa and embark on this spiritual journey. The second thing to take away from these events are the names of the Panj Pyare. There was no coincidence that the Panj Pyare had these names and stepped up in this order. Bhai Daya Singh. Daya meaning compassion. You must first be compassionate at heart. Bhai Dharam Singh. Dharam meaning righteousness. We must be righteous. Bhai Himmat Singh. Himmat meaning courage. We must be courageous. Bhai Mohkam Singh. Mohkam meaning strong or determined. And finally, Bhai Sahib Singh. Sahib meaning master. Once we are compassionate, we will become righteous. Once we have these two, we will be courageous. Then we will become strong and determined. Then finally, once we have all these 4 attributes and have embodied them, we'll be one with Sahib, the divine. Sangatji, the third thing to take away are the significance of the Banis recited whilst preparing the Amrit. These are the exact Banis that Sikhs recite every morning, and they represent the journey a spiritualist takes on their way to the divine. Japji Sahib. This Bani provides one with all the knowledge about the expanse we live in. Jap Sahib. This Bani tells us about the attributes of the divine. Reciting this Bani is like doing Simran. Over and over again, you hear the attributes and praises of the divine. Dwa Prasad Savaiye. This Bani informs of all the falsehood that is present in the world and informs us that without divine love and protection, one will get caught in the trappings of Maya. Jalpe Sahib. Jalpe is for protection. When we recite this, we are saying to the divine, protect us from the subtle forces of Maya. Hamri karo haath de racha. O my divine, put your hand on my head and protect me. Finally, Anand Sahib. Anand meaning bliss. Sangatji, this is the journey that a spiritualist takes. First, they will learn about the ways of the world. They will absorb the knowledge of the world and will search into ways to meditate and pray. Japji Sahib. Once they have this knowledge, they will start to meditate on the divine. Jap Sahib. Once they meditate, they will come across many obstacles that Maya will throw at them to get them off the path, from which they will need guidance. Dwa Prasad Savaiye. To stay on this path, they will need the protection of the divine. Jalpe Sahib. Finally, once all of these things are in place, one will merge into the divine and achieve Anand, bliss. Anand Sahib. Sangatji, this brings us to the end of the discourse. I hope you all enjoyed it and learned about the origins of Vaisakhi and the origins which took place on Vaisakhi 1699. With that being said, forgive me for our many mistakes, Sangatji. Continue to bless us all so we can continue to do the seva of the Sangat and the divine. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.